Hi, welcome back. I'm Tally, and today let's do the top 10 Tuesday tag. So in case you were not aware, top 10 Tuesday tag is now being run by, I will put it up here, the Artsy Reader, I believe the blog's called. It's one that usually takes place on blogs, but occasionally I try and bring it to YouTube or Instagram or TikTok. So if you follow me everywhere, I'll be trying to do it somewhere. And this week is Bookish Wishlist. So it's the 10 books that are highest priority on my wish list. These are the ones that I want to be able to pick up and put on my bookshelves as a priority, because my Bookish wish list is actually huge. I go for every now and then and try and clear it out a bit, but it just so happens that there's so many books I want to read. But these are the 10 that are like top priority for me to try and purchase when I'm in a position to purchase new books. So let's go through them. I don't tend to know much about the synopses of books when I go into them. I usually know about them, put them on my wish list, and then immediately figure out what they're about, because I like to go into books a little bit blind. But we will see. So first on my list is The Maiden and Her Monster by Maddie Martinez. Let me move over so we can put the image up. This is a fantasy book with like a bit of a cottage horror element, I believe. We follow a healer's daughter, Malka, who lives in a town that is being plagued by a monster in a forest near their town, and she decides one day that she will try and put a stop to it. So yeah, she goes into the blood-soaked woods with the aim of putting the monster down, I believe. I found this as a recommendation on TikTok through, I can't remember what her TikTok account is. I'll have to put it up here. But I really trust this content creator's recommendations, and yeah, I just really need to check this out. I'll also link direct to her recommendation video for this book in the comments if you want to go and check it out. Next is The Red Winter by Cameron Sullivan. This is a historical fantasy book. I will admit I don't know a great deal about this, but I've heard people raving about it, which is why it went onto my wish list. This is a tragic love story set in 1783, and it follows the incarnation of the first werewolf, something along those lines. It's a debut, and I just see people going crazy over it, and I want to be one of those people. I want to be a part of it. I want to be there at the debut level, and I want to read this and love it as much as everyone else I see loving it. Because I Killed Him by Edith Birdie is a dystopian romance, which is really interesting because the cover, when I initially saw it, I thought it was going to be a thriller or a mystery. The middle bit that I thought was a doorway is actually like a guillotine, which is very interesting. But I recently read Beneath by Ariel Sullivan, and that's a dystopian romance, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. So maybe dystopian romance is where it's at. So I would very much like to check this out. It's relatively new, and we follow a young woman who speaks out against something in society, and she becomes someone that is open game to be hunted for execution, but she's forbidden for fighting back. I have no idea, but I'm very intrigued. It's the first in a series, and it's an indie debut. So yes, I need to read this. I need to learn more about this. I need to get into this world, because I think I'm going to enjoy it. I have got it out on KU, so there's always a possibility that I'm going to read it and then decide that actually I don't want the physical book. But right now it is high on my priority to pick up the copy of it. It's quite a big book actually though. We then have The Gravewood by Kelly Andrew. Again, this was, someone was screaming about this on TikTok of how much I enjoyed it, and again I will put the exact video down in the comments. I'm sure I can find it again. And this is a vampire book, and I'm not gonna lie, vampires, I need them back in my life. I feel like vampires and werewolves, we're back in it, and I love that for us. This is a YA, which is quite interesting. It's a YA fantasy with vampires. It's a duology as well, which I don't know, it's taken a lot of boxes for me. Only recently come out, and I just feel like it has the potential for me to love it. Moving on to Beneath by Ariel Sullivan, which I recently mentioned. This is one on this list that I've actually read and I love it. So now I want the trophy physical copy. This is the first in the Rebirth series. It's a dystopian romantasy. Well, no, it's a dystopian romance, and it's set years after a war has broken out in the world and wiped everyone out. I think there's some sort of nuclear element or something along those lines, and now the survivors live underground in a bunker, hence the Beneath. They're trying to get by, they're running low on supplies. There's teams of like their version of the military that are sent out to try and find supplies, etc. And our main character, Sasha, is a healer, and she gets kind of against her will thrust into one of these teams that goes out, because the leader of that team, Tristan, who is our love interest, really wants them to have a medic, and he finally kind of wins that battle that they should be able to take a medic out with them. And then through this, her and the rest of her team, there's like a big found family element with how the team interacts with one another, which, and the moments when they're just like together just hanging out are really, really wonderful. And they start to realize that the people that are running the bunker in which they live are corrupt, because of course they are, because everyone that runs anything is corrupt. And yeah, it was quite heartbreaking. I'm looking forward to the second book. There is a book that came out last year, I believe, called Conform, and it's set in the same timeline, and I believe it's set prior to Beneath, but people have said you don't need to read it first. There are some things you might like, some nods that you might be able to pick up on, but you don't necessarily have to read that first. So I will check out Conform, but Beneath was what I went into. I loved it. I want the trophy book for my bookshelf. And next is one I wanted to pick up when it was released, and I have not yet got around to, but that's Weaving Shore by Heba El-Wasiti. I have started this on audiobook. I'm really, really enjoying it. It's a gothic fantasy, and it's a debut. And there's a young woman who one day she wakes up and she has the power to see the dead, basically. And when her brother falls ill from a plague that's like plaguing the city, she makes a deal with the Saint of Silence, who is I kind of picture him as a Darkling-esque character. I believe he's going to be the love interest as well. He works in secrets, and he is a dangerous person, and she sells him the secret that she can see the dead in payment for the medicine that her brother requires. And the Saint of Silence, as a ruthless merchant who deals in like confessions and secrets, etc., etc., he accepts the bargain, but then he makes her an additional bargain in which she will use her power to assist him. And where I got up to, I was really enjoying it, and I know that when I finish this audiobook, I'm gonna need it on my shelves. So that needs to happen. Next is one that I ideally need to get to, I need it in hardcover to match the first book I have. So that's The Strength of the Few, which is from the Hierarchy series. I have the first one, which is The Will of the Many. I have it in the hardback. I need to get The Strength of the Few in the hardback as well. The Will of the Many, 5 stars. It's a fantasy in which people have magic, they're magic users, and it's like a MLM kind of thing, like they cede it to the person above them, cedes their will, which is what is like the magic, to the person above them. This series has been a big deal on pretty much all book platforms, so I'm sure you've heard of it if you read any kind of fantasy. I haven't read the second book yet. I need to, and I need it on shelves. I really hope I can still get the one that has the dust jacket that you can alternate round. I'm worried I've left it a bit too late to get that, but I'd really like to get it to match the first book. Next is another one that I have already read and I need the trophy copy. It's You Weren't Meant to Be Human by Andrew Joseph White. I have all of the other books he's written which were YA. This was his first book as an adult book. It is a sci-fi horror. It has grotesque discussions surrounding pregnancy and birth. We follow a trans man who falls pregnant, and there is a hive that is kind of like a cult in this dystopian world, and they force him to continue with the pregnancy and give birth, and the discussions are horror. It is a horror book for real. I need to get a copy for my shelves because I just collect all of the Andrew Joseph White books. And not only that, but if I can, I'm on Vinted all the time waiting for a copy of the Evernight one, because that copy, stunning. But I also want the kind of standard copy as well, so yes, I need to get these. Number 9 is Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang. I have Sword of Kaigen, which I will be reading as part of my Art Fantasy Book Bingo Challenge. And I just need to get this one because I anticipate I'm going to love it. So I need to pick up Blood Over Brighthaven. There are some really beautiful editions out there. And I don't know, I'm happy with any edition I can get hold of at this point, I think. And then if I adore the book, which I anticipate I will do, I might try and source a nice edition if I can. But yeah, I really need to get this. This is, I don't really know much about it. I know it's a standalone. I know it's set in a industrial utopia. That's pretty much it. I've only heard good things about it, so I really want to pick this up. And then finally is a book that is probably the most recent of these to be added to my wish list, but that doesn't make it any less one I desperately want, and that is There Is No Anti-Memetics Division by QNTM. And this is a book that was a Reddit story based around a SCP creature, and now it's been bound and released as a traditionally published book, and I'm very intrigued. I love SCPs. I love learning about them, and so seeing it come into this sort of mainstream in this way really intrigues me, really intrigues me, and people have really good things to say about this, so I want it like right now in my hands, right now, please. So they are the 10 books that like toppity top of my bookish wish list that I aim to purchase as and when I can afford to. What are some of the books that are top on your book wish list? Are any of these books on your book wish list? Let me know in the comments, because I'm always intrigued about what other people are dying to get their hands on. Thank you for being here with me today. Please consider leaving us a like, subscribe, and I will see you soon for another video. Bye friends.